Yo, what up? It's your boy BigDonSkillz, man, and I am super excited to announce this is episode 1 of the Big Boss podcast. So, I get to sit here and talk for a long period of time, update you all with some current events, news, opinions, a little bit of fun. So, with this going forward, I'm super excited. Like I said, I'm always open to suggestions and more. These podcasts are also going to be available on multiple platforms. So, check out the description below as I'll slowly acclimate them into the other platforms. So stay tuned for all that. Once again, if you enjoy this podcast or you already like it, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we're going to jump right into it, man. We're jumping straight into it, man. I got my notes. I'm ready for everything, dude. So starting things off, man, we got Cyberpunk 2077. That's supposed to be dropping here in the next few days. Now, the reviews have already came out for it. And so far, they're like mixed. I think there's not as much hype for the game as a lot of people thought. Or actually, let me take that back. It's more of the game was so overhyped that with it releasing now, a lot of people are saying there's a lot of bugs in it and that the game is great. But aside from the bugs, the combat's not all that great until you find some really good weapons. And there's just, I think the big thing is just the bugs. People are just talking about how buggy the game is. And when you have something so big like this, so like ambitious as far as this huge open world where you have all these different branching paths and a billion different ways to play the story, I think you're gonna have that effect. So there's a reason why I think this game's been delayed. CD Projekt Red definitely has a lot of respect after Witcher 3, but even Witcher 3, had some issues at launch just because of like the type of game it is, right? It's this big single player game where you can literally do whatever you want and you can approach the game however you want it. So, one thing I wanted to say about this game though, I just felt like I'll be honest with you, I'm not really aboard the hype train for it right now. Like I think it looks okay. But it looks like every other open world game that I've played. I do think what's cool about it though is the fact that you have choices. That's one of my favorite features in games is when you have like you can play the game in different directions. Like, oh, I made this decision. Now my reputation with this guy is bad. And that's one thing the reviews have been saying as well, talking about how you have so many different options. Like you can do whatever you want at any time. And that even talking to, I think when the IGN review, the guy talked to like his other coworkers, right? And even with the same mission, like sometimes they didn't even receive the same thing because like of how they talked to one of the other dudes. And he was like, oh, I'm not gonna, no, I'm not gonna mess with you. I'm not gonna be part of the mission. So that type of stuff I'm pretty excited about. Am I copping this game day one though? Nah. This will be a 3 to 6 month game. I just did my recent video about why I'm not buying games at launch anymore, anyways. And yeah, this definitely fits that archetype of it's gonna be buggy, it's gonna have a lot of issues. Even in the IGN review, the guy was running it on the 3080 or 3090, which is the newest, like most powerful graphics card, pretty much. And he still had a lot of like hitching and issues and pop-ins and stuff like that. I was also reading about how Keanu's part is really not that good. Like he's kind of stiff, and I like Keanu, dude. Keanu's my boy, but like I could definitely see it. Looking at some of the cutscenes, it felt stiff. Like the lip syncing wasn't on point and things like that. You would think if they would have, put this much detail in the character, they would have, had his lines and his delivery a little bit better. But yeah, it looks like a dope game, but we've all learned from games in the past like Brink and some of these other gulag games that have came out in the past that the more you overhype it, the more you're gonna be disappointed when it actually drops. So don't play yourself on Cyberpunk. It's cool, but there's other games coming out, man. I saw on Twitter people were talking about how they were like, some dude was mad when they got delayed from November. He was like, um, essentially he said how he like planned his job around it. Like he took off work and all this time, and he was just so upset. And people were just eating this man in the comment section, like, "Yo, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you prioritize your work over this? Like, Maybe you should maybe you should do better, Playboy. Like what do you think you're doing, okay? What do you think you're doing? But yeah, that's Cyberpunk, dude. That is the punk, that is cyber. So next we're gonna be jumping into Floyd Mayweather Jr. is going to do an exhibition match against Logan Paul, dude. So if you don't know, Floyd Mayweather is that dude. You can't beat Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is undefeated, man. He's beaten Manny Pacquiao. He's beaten tons of other legends. He even had Conor McGregor come in and fight with him for exhibition match. And Floyd Mayweather is all about the money. So I'm not even surprised that he accepted this because he's literally all about the money. If you know a thing about Floyd, you'll know that. So that's his thing. People are actually thinking that Logan Paul has a chance. I saw some dude saying like, yeah, Logan's in his prime, but Floyd Mayweather's been dealing with his hands being broke over the past few years because he had some issues with his hands. And it's like, bro, that's not how boxing works, man. You can't touch this man. You mean to tell me somebody who's undefeated by some of the best boxers in the entire world is gonna get Logan Paul? And Logan's got skills, man. He can box. It's all good. But like, listen, you're talking Logan versus a legend. It's just not gonna happen. Let's be real about this here. Um, I just think it's funny, man. These exhibition matches are great. If y'all didn't see already, man, his brother Jake Paul bloop bloop knocked the hell out of my boy Nate Robinson, man, former NBA player. Just dealt with Nate Robinson, literally made him a meme. So if y'all haven't seen that knockout, definitely check out the Jake Paul Nate Robinson knockout because it is nutty, Professor, for sure. Um, but yeah, man, this is scheduled for February 20th of next year, and I guess we'll be checking it out. The latest one with Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson, which was the same fight that Jake did this knockout. It wasn't really that great, and the highlight of it, man, was Snoop Dogg's commentary. Man, this man's commentary was next level. He was just having a ball, man. He was being Snoop. He really was. He was like, man, it's like my two uncles out there fighting. They're like, grandma gonna come in and break up the fight. But just the Snoop Dogg alone, I feel like there has to be a highlight reel of just his commentary throughout this entire thing, man. It was too good. It was too good. But yeah, gulag stuff, I guess. Nothing too exciting about that, but it's gonna happen. Next one, dude. Monster Hunter the movie, dude. If y'all haven't seen the trailers over the past few months, they've definitely got mixed reviews, mainly negative. And I've already told y'all before, but like Monster Hunter World, which is the latest Monster Hunter game, is actually like a top 10 game for me. One of my favorite games of all time. I put way too many hours into it, and if I say how many, I feel like I'll feel ashamed of myself. But this movie just premiered recently in China, and as people know, China is one of the biggest markets, if not the biggest market for a lot of movies, games, things. It's all sorts of stuff. A lot of people think it's the US, but I mean, China just has more people. It's really that simple. And they have a lot of the same interests. So naturally the market's just way bigger in China. Well, you know that China is very heavy on censorship and will censor anything that's like slightly offensive or deemed as rude or disrespectful. They will just literally Thanos snap it out of existence. It's been like that forever, and it hasn't changed in 2020 to no one's surprise, to be honest with you. So Monster Hunter movie's Chinese premiere reportedly canceled due to racist joke. So breaking, all showtimes of Monster Hunter are being canceled in China. Theater exhibitors, excuse me, got notification in midnight without clearly reason. But industry believe it's racist. Man, what is this grammar? It's because a racist joke about Chinese after audience reflected on. Dude, I don't know what this grammar is in this tweet. I can't even talk now. But essentially, because of what was said in the clip, people were like, yo, we about to ban this month. We about to ban this. So I'm going to play the clip, dude. And if you're watching here on YouTube, you'll get to see it. But if you're just listening to the podcast, you'll just hear it. Dude, this is so stupid. Like this is literally like the corniest thing of like the year. Check this out. Check this out.
What? Look at my knees. What kind of knees are these? Chinese.
Bruh. Like what? 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 Like out of all the things, dude. Like what does that even mean? Like whose knees are these? Chinese. It's so bad, dude. It reminds me of I was having a discussion the other day. One of Bruce Lee's older movies. I think my dad and my brother laugh at this, but one of Bruce Lee's older movies. It's the one where he fights Chuck Norris in a Chinese restaurant. There is a, they always have that one like stereotypical black dude who comes through back in the days. He just he just talks jive and everything, and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "Can I have some y'all got Chinese spare ribs?" And the dude's all like, huh? I don't know what Chinese spare ribs is. He's like, hey, let me show you, man. And then he grabs the dude and punches him in the rib, right? And he's like, oh, and he falls to the ground. It's terrible. And it's a classic scene, dude. But he literally punches the dude. He's like, you want Chinese spare ribs? Let me show you. Pow! And just literally hits him, man. This joke actually reminded me of that. But like, even worse, dude. Like they're just like in the car. It doesn't even seem like the context was right of it. Like what context does this even fit Monster Hunter? Like Monster Hunter, for like people who are just listening, don't really know. The series is about essentially the game series. You essentially go out, you hunt monsters, you collect their parts, you upgrade your weapons and armor, and you just keep on doing it, right? That's the balance of it, or the basic concept of it. But of course, they try and throw a story in there to try and get you attached to some of the characters and stuff like that. And in this version of the movie, you got Mila Djokovic, who was the guest star, and because this is by Capcom, which are the same makers, same directors of like the Resident Evil movies and things like that, you always get Mila Djokovic. You got Ti, who's in there, which in the trailer they were joking because he was like, "Oh, you're 6." And he's like looking through the scope, but he's looking through with the wrong eye and blinking. And yeah, dude, it's whatever. Megan Good's in here too. So like, it's just like, why would you think you can get away with this in China? And what is the like? What does that have to do with anything? There's no way this has anything to do with the movie, dude. This is a gulag moment. Monster Hunter, the movie, was already kind of getting doo-dooed on for not looking good and being pretty much Americanized and whitewashed in the best way possible. And they just effed up their opportunity in literally one of the biggest markets, if not their biggest market. Goofy, bro. I don't get it, man. Monster Hunter, that's it, man. Gulag moments. Gulag. All right, and then next up, we got the notable game releases coming out this week / soon, within the week of December 8th, you know what I'm saying, of the time of this video. So, I won't name everything here, but just kind of some stuff that may stick out. Of course, Cyberpunk 2077, as I mentioned earlier, is dropping December 10th. So that is in 2 days. That is coming out on everything. So Xbox One, Series X, PS4, PS5. Not the Switch, though. Sorry, Switch users. Y'all don't quite get that yet. Y'all probably never get it. It's also coming out on PC as well. So the main consoles excluding Switch. There's also Medal of Honor Beyond and Above and Beyond, which says VR action, so it's a VR game. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, which just came out today, which is a combination of Puyo Puyo and Tetris. If there's not enough Tetris and Puyo Puyo games already, there's even more for you. Also, I saw this the other day, but Bloodstained Ritual of the Night came out December 4th for mobile. It's on iOS, dude. I think it's on Android too, I'm pretty sure. Also, a big release just came out on December 4th was Dragon Quest XI-S, which is the definitive edition of it. Dragon Quest XI is it's already been out for a few years. So the game itself isn't new, but they've added, added new features and stuff to it. Even in the game now, you can choose to play in the original Dragon Quest XI version, or I'm sorry, the original like OG 2D Dragon Quest games, or you can play it in the current 3D, which is really, really cool. So they've just combined it. They've done some upgrades and graphical stuff. I actually have to finish this game. It is still on my list of games to beat. I'm on the last boss, y'all. I just haven't beaten the game yet. I almost beat the last boss on my first try, and I died so close to him, I got discouraged, and then I haven't beaten the game. I haven't even played the game for like a year and a half. So yeah, I kind of played myself on that. All right, next up is Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. This also dropped on December 4th. I actually need to cop this game. I do want to play this on stream. This is the for my if I'm not if I'm not mistaken, this is the very first Fire Emblem game. So this is just the Nintendo version. There's like definitive versions and everything of it too. And yeah, there's also going to be Fitness Boxing 2 Rhythm and Exercise. That dropped on December 4th as well. And I saw the trailer for this yesterday on accident. I didn't mean to click on the video, but I watched it anyways. And it's just a workout game on the Switch. That's really all it is. So for anybody who's trying to get some quarantine fitness in, it may be a good look. The Madden NFL 21 next gen version looks like it came out on December 4th. I don't know too much about it, but I know with the way they did 2K, 2K is whack. You can't upgrade it if you had the previous version. You'll have to spend another like $70 essentially. There's no $10 upgrade with it, which is crazy. I don't like sport. I don't like supporting the sports games anyways because they're greedy. They barely change anything each year. They have tons of bugs and the online's terrible, and yet people still buy them. I've always hated that about these games. I wanted to get the new 2K21, and then when I figured I had to spend like $80 for it, I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. I know it's gonna be full of bugs anyways. Chronos Before the Ashes came out December 1st. I don't know what this is. Worms Rumble, the Battle Royale dropped on December 1st. I didn't know that as well. The more you know. Okay. And so that's pretty much it for this week as far as the highlight games. I don't know if there's really anything else to really talk about. But yeah, that's it for the games of the week. Also, hold on. We gonna jump into the next thing real quick. So earlier I saw a TikTok, dude. I saw a TikTok this morning. This is just for fun, man. I saw a TikTok. And by the way, if you're not following me on TikTok, you need to follow your boy on BigDonSkillz, man. BigDonSkillz. Every platform is BigDonSkillz. But I saw this TikTok earlier. It had me weak, bro. The old girl was saying, she was like, if your mac and cheese don't look like this or don't sound like this, and then she takes like the spatula and tries to do the squeeze, the like spatula squeeze of the cheesy sound, you ain't cooking it right. And no, this mac and cheese was just all noodle. Like it was all macaroni and no cheese. It looked like it was topped with like Kraft singles, man. It was disgusting. So I dubbed it as the first official gulag food. But she was on TikTok, man. It's funny when you're on TikTok. These folks literally just flex. Like they just flex like they're bad cooking, and it's atrocious, man. It's atrocious. People get dealt with on TikTok trying to post terrible recipes, man. I can't believe it, man. Everybody think they're a chef on there too. And I really like that app too. But everybody thinks they're a chef, man, and they're terrible. Then I saw another TikTok that was I reacted to both of these, but this one was my man said. So he had. If you look at me, man, I got a lot of forehead, but it's all right because I got a lot of knowledge in here. But my man had waves in his hair, right? So he had his hair cut short, kind of like my length essentially. But yeah, he has some nice waves. But dog, in the middle of his hair, like right here, he had dreads. So he said he got dreads and waves, and if you combine the dreads and the waves, it's called Draves. My man said Draves, dude. He just said bloop, and it's so stupid. Like it's waves, and then it's like his hair's like parted. It's like a big like patch of like parted hair, and then boom, it's like this bundle of dread just sticking back, man. I swear, man, people would do anything to try and be unique and for some clout, man. I appreciate people trying to be unique, but oh man, people are some noobs, dude. People are noobs. Oh man, oh man, oh man. All right, and then I want to go back to some more, a flashback, man. This day in gaming. There's quite a few releases. It's kind of hard to find these, but I want to talk about this one. Legacy of Goku 1 and 2, man. December 8th, 2005. Did anybody play Legacy of Goku on the Game Boy Advance? Man, these games were like they were like the worst like good games ever. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, they were like they were not good, and they were not the Dragon Ball game we look for, but they had RPG elements, and they were pretty lengthy too. You could do a lot with it, but they were just not good, man. But it's crazy to think about like how long ago that was. At the time, it was so epic, and I was still kind of young, so I thought it was amazing just because it was Dragon Ball. But looking back on it, man, that game was garbage. Especially when you factor they had like Dragon Ball Supersonic Warriors and then like Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure, which I actually beat Advanced Adventure on stream on twitch.tv/BigDonSkillz. A. But yeah, good games for sure. And then also another interesting one. I'm not sure how accurate this is, but oddly enough, it seems like Mario Kart DS came out later in Japan than it did in the US and other places. So if I was looking at this, and in like Europe or like for example US, it came out November 14th, 2005. But if you scroll down to Japan, it came out December 8th, 2005. I'm not sure what that necessarily means, but we gonna talk about it. Mario Kart DS. Oh, I love this game, dude. Like this was definitely the sweatiest, one of the sweaty moments of my life, dude. And I was like teenager. I used to be on this website called Neoseeker. Do y'all remember Neoseeker back in the day? Neoseeker was this dope like forum website. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. It was this forum website, man, where you could. I mean, it was really that simple. They had different forums. People would exchange friend codes. That's kind of like how I first got into Smash Brothers too. Back when I had Brawl and I would play Game and Watch on Wi-Fi. I was a Game and Watch main in Brawl. Fun Big Don fact. But yeah, it was dope, dude. Like, um, it was a really, really good website. I think over time it's just kind of faded off because I feel like forums, if it's not Reddit, it's not really people aren't really rocking with it anymore. But this was an amazing website in like the mid 2000s, probably early mid 2000s too. But yeah, I used to play Mario Kart DS, man. That was back when I learned how to do snaking, where you can drift boost and go extremely fast. Man, I was a Mario Kart DS sweat, and it's still probably my favorite one, along with if I were to rank like my favorite Mario Kart games, I would say I would go out of nostalgia. It would probably be 64, DS, and then 8. I think those are my top three. I don't know the order for them though. The order is kind of hard. I think 64 is fueled by nostalgia, but like honestly, DS and 8 are better games. But it's unfair. They're better games just because they're newer and they just improved on what was already good. You know what I'm saying? So I would say those three. I think 7. I know people love their Mario Kart Wii. Or I'm sorry, yeah, Mario Kart Wii. I think it's overrated. I think it's okay. It just had good Wi-Fi. Like the Wi-Fi was dope at the time, and you could play people online and race people online. But I think Mario Kart 7. I'm sorry, not Mario Kart 7. Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart 8, and Mario Kart 64. Goated, bro. Top 3. Don't dispute me. You try and find me, I'm gonna throw these hands with you. Throw these young hands with you. All right. And then another game, dude. Another game that dropped today. Back in 2010, man. This game is one of the most slept on games of all time, bro. And only Xbox 360 users got the chance to experience this golden mine of a game. It is called Doritos Crash Course. And I'm gonna just pull up gameplay of it because I can't even explain it to you. Like Doritos Crash Course is like 2D Fallout, or not Fallout, excuse me, Fall Guys. Look, look, look. So I know this is a really weird example, but I'm gonna just let some gameplay play and just have it on mute. But like, dude, peek this out, peek this out. Essentially, what it was, it's a side scroller, and you're just trying to. It's just a side scrolling platformer, and it just has a ton of different levels, and each level gets exponentially harder, and they take place in different things around the world. But this game was literally a Doritos game. It was free to play, and it was just sick. Like I don't know what else to say. Like the game was dope. You could race your friends in multiplayer. It was it the movement was really good too. Like it was very responsive. This is a really, really, really well made game for it being, like I said, free back in the 360 days. They were doing free to play games like that back in the day. That was still starting to. I feel like that was still in its infancy. A lot of free to play games, like with the exception of like mobile games, of course, but free to play like main console games. Mm-mm. it was cool if you see this gameplay right here. He's using like his Switch Me, or not his Switch Me, my goodness. He's using his Xbox 360 avatar, which was really cool too back in the day, man. I love the Xbox 360. That was a great console, man. Great console. I gotta love it, gotta love it, gotta love it. But yeah, great game, Doritos Crash Course. I actually had I actually played this. What was it, about 2 or 3 weeks ago? I had the lovely Joya play it with me, and I think she definitely enjoyed it, but she was kind of getting clapped up a little bit. If she sees this, I hopefully she responds, but she may not see this. Alrighty, dude. So yeah, Doritos Crash Course. Those are some games that came out today, back in the day. You feel me? There's probably even more, but those are just two notable ones. Also, when I saw off stream, or not off stream, off on the side, a Yakuza. I guess the Yakuza on the PS2, the first one, dropped on this day as well in Japan. I have not played the Yakuza series yet, but I am definitely interested in giving them a try. I have Yakuza 0 and I think Kiwami or something like that installed on mine. So one of these days we'll get it once my gulag catalog of backlog games are finished and done. You know what I mean? All right. And so the next thing, man, Apple. Apple is the king of these prices, man. King of these prices. Apple has revealed the AirPods Max, dude. Custom acoustic design, 40 millimeter Apple design dynamic driver, high fidelity audio, adaptive EQ, active noise cancellation, spatial audio, H1 chips, and up to 20 hours of battery life. Space gray, silver, sky blue, green, and pink. Available to order today for $549. $549. $549. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think this like if you guys are watching this right now, these things look so like they look like something from eBay. They look like some eBay headphones. Like they look really cool, and you spend like $5 for them, and then the audio quality is horrible, and they're Bluetooth, and they work for like 2 weeks, and then you're like, I spent $5 on them. Like they look cheap and expensive at the same time. It's really weird, man. They probably sound really nice, but 500, man, 550. I could get me an iPhone, bro. I could give me like an iPhone like 9 or 10 for that price, right? I feel like it's the price of an iPhone. And this one, I think the first comment is it only me? This design looks girly to me, and it does. It looks very like feminine, and I don't know. I don't have any swag to it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not feeling this, man. Would y'all be willing to spend some $550 on some iPod Air Max Max Buds, Nah, dude, I'm not doing it. That's gonna be a no for me, dog. No, 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 no. Heck no. Oh heck no, bro. Um, yeah, dude. So this is just there's a lot of other wireless earbuds. Like I got my Beats by Trey. I don't have them on me right now. But I got my Beats, man. I got my Jones for like 150, man, and they're great. I love my Beats. They're wireless and they work with everything I have. And I just can't do it, man. Like but Apple's able to get away with this, man. They also have that cheese grater thing that has like 250 gigs of RAM or something. I just said RAM. Yeah, like 256 gigs of RAM or something like dumb or like a terabyte of RAM. It's like, huh? But like, what does the computer even do when it sees that much RAM? It's just like, then Google Chrome still probably bring it down to his knees. You run in Google Chrome, them resources will still murder this thing, man. So I don't know. I'm not feeling that right now. I am not feeling that. Mm-mm. But yeah, that's Apple for you, man. Expensive stuff. I mean, the quality is going to be good more than likely. I'll give Apple that. They charge you a lot for it, but the quality, if you got the money for it, it's worth it. How about that? That's the best way to describe an Apple product. If you have the money for Apple products, it's worth it. If you ain't rolling in money like that, or if you ain't got the finances to get this type of stuff, you might as well just get something cheaper, and it'll be just fine for the average user. You know what I'm saying? And I think too, it's almost like a luxury thing. Like if you're an Apple, like if you have a lot of Apple products, I feel like it's almost like a bougie thing. You just try and flex the Apple. That's why they have the memes about Android all the time. It's like a bougie like flexing thing, dude. Alrighty, and jumping next into it, man. Ooh, before I think this is gonna be the last topic, or one of the last topics. All right, so the other day, me and the lovely Joya watched a movie called The Ride, and it guest starred Ludacris in it. It's based on a true story, right? And Ludacris and a guy named Shane Graham. I'm not sure who Shane Graham is, but it's based on a true story. Essentially, this kid, he was a neo-Nazi kid, and him and his brother, obviously they're racist, right? Him and his brother is a super racist, and the mom and dad, like the mom died essentially, but the kid who's in the movie got sent to juvenile, and Ludacris, obviously he's black, but his wife is white, so they're an interracial couple, and they decided to get him up, to get him for adoption and kind of bring him into life. They looked up hundreds of different profiles, and they chose him, the racist kid. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a story of like, their relationship building. Obviously he doesn't like Ludacris because Ludacris is black, and Ludacris is just getting sick and tired of it. And then eventually they kind of grow. They're based on the true story stuff without too many spoilers. And one reason why I wanted to bring this movie up is because, man, as I get older, man, I hate to admit this, but like, I don't hold my masculine frame as much anymore when I sit and watch a movie, man. If I watch like emotional, like, or sad scenes now, like, I can feel it, dude. I can feel the head and neck getting tight, the perspiration building under my eyelids, and I'm like, dude, I can't do this, man. I gotta hold my masculine. I gotta hold my masculine frame, dude. I just always thought that was funny. Like in this movie in particular, like I said, there's a lot of definitely like tight and heart wrenching moments, and I thought Ludacris did pretty good for Luda. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't interested, so she convinced me to watch it, but like it was cool. I thought it was a really good movie. But now like I've noticed that like I said, as you get older, like there's just your body just changes, and it's funny how like I'm more reactive to that stuff now. Usually I just look at him like, oh, that's nice, and just kind of go about my life. But now like my soft spot, right? I'm like when I see like I'm a veteran, so I served in the Air Force. So when I see a good example is when I see people doing like the surprises, like she's been on a deployment for 6 months and she pulls up behind her father while he's doing a speech or something like that. Like those little things, I'm like over here looking, I'm like, or like father son moments, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you got to take that deep breathing, dude. You got to do the We Fit deep breathing. You got to let the circle ring and sync up around you. Man, it hits me different now, man. It's just crazy to think that. And the same thing goes for like working out, dude. My body's just like different. If I'm not out there stretching anymore, or if I go like 2 or 3 weeks without working out like I just recently did, me getting into that gym, man, I can't even do a pull-up. I'm like, what happened to my strength, man? I'm supposed to be the big Don Gains out here, and I ain't gaining anything but L's right now. I don't know, bro. I can't do it, man. I'm just getting older. I can't believe it. I'm getting crusty, man. I'm getting crusty. But now I'm 28 years young. Black don't crack, baby. That's how we do it out here. But yeah, I just want to talk about that. And then some of the last few things, this is just for fun, man. Last night, man, we played some Rivals of Aether. I'm going to pull up the Twitch right now, man. This game, I've had it for a little while. And I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to pull up the video right now and just let it play while we're talking, man. It was crazy. So anybody who knows a little thing or two about platform fighters, you get to see me like 3 times on the screen. Dude, look at me like 80 times on there. But it's a platform fighter, gets inspiration from Super Smash Brothers. And they've added a mode in here called Workshop. And in the workshop mode, people can literally create their own characters. So if you look at the screen right now, you'll see that Fox and Falco, the Star Fox characters, they have a version that makes fun of them from Super Smash Bros. Melee for the competitive side of things. And when the characters fight, they even have like They even have like glitches and they have GameCube stick like sound effects. So like if you're using like a GameCube controller, it has a very distinctive like clicky noise. The characters make the clicking noises when they're moving because it's making fun of how fluid their movement is and like wave dashing and advanced techniques that are in these games and whatnot. But dude, I had a blast with this game. The workshop was super fun, and I definitely look forward to doing more um, streams like this. I think this also kind of transitions to like you know with gaming lately, man. I've been so like discouraged from playing a lot of new games because as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, one of my latest videos, I just felt like gaming has these new games are just so like dumb now. Like there's just a lot of broken issues, a lot of problems, and I can't buy stuff day one anymore because I'm gonna get a game that doesn't work for the first few weeks to a month. By the time it starts working, the game's on sale for $30. It's like I might as well have just waited and grabbed the game at a cheaper price instead of spending my hard-earned money, on some gulag stuff. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it. But dude, this Rivals of Aether was a lot of fun, man. You see me clapping it up, man. Shout out to the homie Amber Learner for showing me how to set things up. Had a lot of fun playing with him last night. Alrighty, let's see what else we've got, dude. We've talked about. Ooh, I wanted to talk about how I felt I've matured. I also wanted to mention before that was if you guys have questions, answers, or things you guys want me to talk about, remember to shoot me a message, hit me up in DMs, hit me up in Discord, Twitch, wherever you follow me at, which will be in the description. But let me know, and I will be more than happy to answer the question, and I can even give you a shout out if you like. So, um, but I wanted to talk about how I felt like I've matured, and I think the emotional thing I was telling you about earlier, it's like, dang, is that maturing? I turn into a little baby, but um, it's just crazy. As you get older, like I know I'm not old. I turned 29 in February. I don't think I'm old. When I just say older as, I mean that's literally what the word means. I'm just getting older. But you definitely you definitely just look at life in a different aspect. You know what I'm saying? And you would hope because when you're younger, you want things in the now, you want immediate results, or you're not as patient, you don't look at things in the future. And I just think as this quarantine's going on, I've given myself time to just kind of think about like what I want to do in life or like what I want in life. And even though I have like a career already and I do this streaming thing, like you can't help but think, where do I see myself? Like what do I want out of life? Do I want fame? Do I want to be a CEO of a company? Do I want this and that? But I just think it's interesting when you actually sit down and think realistically with yourself. There's just a lot of things to consider in general. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole lot of things to consider. Once again, I'm getting a spam call on my phone because telemarketer, dude. They call me all the time, man. I block all these numbers. But yeah, this just the maturity thing. It's just so important, man. It's just a very important thing I think people sleep on and don't give themselves time to sit down and think about themselves. But, you know, I made a video before and I was asking about quarantine, like how you guys have been. But I think the big thing is just trying to keep yourself busy, man. That helps so much. Because with a lot of people having a lot more free time and the internet being such a beautiful resource, man. Like a lot of things I've learned to do in life, I've learned from the internet, man. And that's what's so dope about it. Like, learn how to change my oil for the first time on the internet. Learn how to cook eggs from the internet. Just things that you normally think you would know how to do, but you don't. Like, just simple life things. I learned how to video edit on YouTube. I learned how to, I learned so many things, man. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on life right now. If you are not taking advantage of this, man, whether you're a teenager or you're a grown woman or man, take advantage of that, man. That's like my advice for the day. Take advantage of yourself, man. Really, really consider a thing or two. You know what I'm saying? Um, and man, I think the last thing I'm going to talk about, I pretty much hit all my topics for the day. Um, thing, this kind of, I guess this lines with maturity too, but there's certain things I notice on the internet that I hate. Like there's things that I like and then there's things that I hate. But one thing that I've seen a lot more recently that I find super annoying is when people jump on a comment section and respond to things as if negative things are already being said, but you're not seeing any of the negative comments. So for example, a good one I always see is like, here before the such and such comments. Here before the blah blah blah. And they're already assuming that there's negativity associated with the post. When if you look at the post, there's no negativity, man. I just think people, you just have to be so careful on this internet, man. It's all about staying positive out here. Because if you like really look at these people and see the things that they do, man, you will be upset. You will hate yourself, dude. Like you will literally hate life, man. You will not enjoy it, dude, just because people are always spewing something crazy, something negative, man. You gotta look out for yourself. And I mentioned there's a lot of positive, there's a lot of great stuff, but there's also a lot of garbage stuff too. And if you start listening to these clowns and these random people, man, you'll find yourself in a dark hole. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just thought it's so stupid. I see it all the time now. I remember a good example was when Terry got revealed for Smash, and people were constantly talking about how like people were gonna complain about Terry. And I literally saw almost no complaints about the character, which is unusual to be honest with you. But I almost saw no complaints about the character because people just like stuff, man. There's times where a majority of people like things, but people will make you think that the majority doesn't like it. And those people are even more negative than the people who don't like it. Does that make sense, man? Am I spitting these bars of knowledge here, man? Am I dropping these bars on y'all, man? Come on, dude. But man, that's really it, y'all, man. I just wanted to yeah, I just wanted to talk about this stuff, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this. This is the first Big Don BAWSSCAST, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a good name for it right now. This name may change. It may deviate a little bit. It may dip like ranch. I don't even know. But once again, man, this is so dope. I'm excited to get into this, working out these kinks, man. I've been sitting on this for too long, and I was like, you know what? If I'm not talking about it, if I'm not talking, like, what am I doing? It's the highlight, man. People want to hear me talk. I like to hear myself talk. So why not make a podcast, dude? And it's also, man, I mentioned before, if you all have questions, suggestions, comments, whatever, drop it below. Perfect, man. If you want to follow me on other social medias, check that out in the description. I'm on everything, dude. I'm on literally everything. So if you've got it, check me out on it, man. I'm posting stuff on all my social media. So we out all over the world. But oh man. Yeah, I just want to thank you all. I just want to thank all the people who follow me over the years of streaming and YouTube, and the support of the family, the friends, man. Much love. I appreciate every single one of y'all, man. Y'all are the greatest for real, dude. We'll be back with this, man. We want to do this weekly. I'm not sure what day of the week I want to do this, but I think a Tuesday or Wednesday, I think may be a good shot for this. Maybe even Monday. But let me know what y'all think of the podcast, man. We will have this available on other platforms as well. And y'all are literally the greatest, man. I appreciate every single one of y'all, man. And we'll be back soon. Don't forget to check out my other videos, and y'all have a great rest of y'all night, man. Guess what, y'all? I do this every time. Deuces.